Yo, Haven, Grand Rising, Supreme Shining, wherever you at in the world, listen, listen, you know, I'll be speeding. Listen, I'm in a great mood. I'm in a great atmosphere, great space. You know what I'm saying? Yo, listen, you know, I've been had my necklace, but I got the matching bracelet now, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to go ahead and if you like what you see, go ahead and tap in with my boy. I'm going to put the picture up right here, Instagram. Check him out, man, because listen, let me tell you something. He's one of them. This is real handcrafted, one-of-one things. Just tell him I sent you because it helps the reference thing he has going on. Anyhow, how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? So let me tell y'all something, man. Protect your energy, because in the past rotation, I was channeling a song out of nowhere for no reason. Talking about, we ain't gotta make love. And cuddle love my body. Y'all know that song, right? Anyway, regardless of what, I'm not the best singer. Anyhow, listen, yeah, be careful. That just gave me a message like someone is after my sacral energy, and it doesn't have to be correct. They just want to, you know. I'm not going for that. We're not doing that. If it's not sacred, if it's not my divine union, you know what I'm saying? Goodbye. Anyhow, let's get it, man. If you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. They suppressing me. My subs is not going up. They going down. I don't know what's going on, but we going to keep pushing the content. You know how we rock, Haven. If you've been here, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity, including authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw that little clip we saw a couple rotations ago, right? Y'all know what's up. Anyhow, in this video, we're going to be looking at mind-boggling TikToks that will change your reality. Let's get right into it, Haven. Listen, before we get into it, those of you who tap in with me on Instagram and all of that, those of you who sow a seed with me, sending me, you know, donations to the Cash App for the foundation and my well-being, is greatly appreciated. Grace, gratitude, and thanks. You know, it really helps me a lot, so it's never unnoticed. It never goes unnoticed. May it be returned thousandfold. You know how we do. Yo, listen. Get comfortable. I think this is a good one right here. I think this is a good one. Yo, hold on now. I got something to say, yo. You know what's funny? Y'all don't even know my name. Nothing. Like, nothing. Anyhow, my name is Ray Sean. Middle name Capone. Those are the two names I use. I don't like to use the last name because, you know, that's not really, I use what my parents has given to me. Anyhow, other than that, my friends, you know, they call me Swiss, my nickname, SWIZZ. So now y'all know, you know, just a little personal for the people who've been here from the beginning, man. Like, I feel a little wrong, like, damn, they don't even know my name. Let's get into it, though.
Actually, dealing with radio,
hold on, I gotta turn it up, baby.
Research. But it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians, I know some, doing very strange experimentation.
Okay, so they say CERN is seeing beings or something coming through portals. It's cut off. My bad. Let's get it.
Beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified to beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes, they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions, you know. And now, when you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is a fight from some of the military agencies, intel. They say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time.
Look at CERN. We've been talking about CERN. Y'all know what's up. If y'all be keeping up with y'all know what's up. This ain't nothing new, but we got this foolproof evidence. It's what they be wanting, right? They be wanting foolproof evidence. Let's get it. Hold it if you gotta read it, man. Y'all know what's up. Let's get it, Haven. Drop a like, man. Y'all know what's up. Drop the like, hit the like button, man. We rocking out. We rocking out this rotation. Energy is high, level 9, ultraviolet index. Yeah, let's get it, Haven. Smile, say cheese. Oh man, let me stop. Oh man, I play too much. This is like, there goes the proof. They be like, oh, how you know? Here goes the proof. My good brother, my good sister. There you go. Man. I'm just saying, like, this clip is long enough. We know what's up, like, you know? So pardon if you feel like I'm not there, because we already been here with it, you know? It's just the proof for the folks in the back. For the folks in the back.
What I'm about to show you, you can't unsee. It is the equivalent of taking the red pill, deconstructing the universe, taking you back to your childhood. Imagine, if you will, the simplest shapes, the triangle, the circle, and the square. These shapes, when dimensionalized, become very interesting. These shapes in themselves represent three different things. The triangle represents the ethereal plane, the square represents the physical plane, and the circle represents the eternal plane. When you see the actual circle, it's the wheel, it's the never-ending, it's the eternal, it's the expansiveness of all things. When you look at the triangle and the square as they come together, you actually see what we look at Egypt, the actual Great Pyramids. We talk about the 3 points of the triangle that actually are the ethereal plane, and they stand for mentalism, correspondence, and energy. They are the isness of singularity. They are the single point of all things, where all things start. The physical plane is in constant rotation with the ethereal plane, through rhythm, polarity, karma, and gender. In order for the physical plane to receive, the physical plane has to be in balance. This is what we call free will choice. When we're able to receive the divine in human form, we're able to turn around and create expansiveness. At this point, we expand into the eternal plane. Through the law of correspondence, the eternal plane lives as above, so below, and that is when all things start to shape and shift, and that is when we move into a different and higher dimension. These are the clues that we've been left. This is what we're here to remember.
So there was a strange phenomenon that was spotted in the sky. I honestly don't know who's cloud seeding the clouds with Skittle dust. And some people are trying to call it a natural phenomenon, but I've been in nature my whole life and never seen something that looks like a unicorn.
Because we don't even see the real sky. That ain't the real sky. So, what is that? I'm just asking for a friend, Haven.
And then on the other hand, you got people that's calling this a UFO mothership. Like it's really reaching its maximum capacity of strange things that's going on right now. No, seriously, how did a scoop of sherbet ice cream integrate with a cloud? Or maybe we got Flip Flopwood, or whatever this nigga name is, off a cloud with a chance of meatball getting active. Or maybe this could potentially be a portal to another dimension. I don't know, gang. I'm honestly lost for words, because I've never seen an enchanted cloud. Like, explain how the two Laffy Taffy start slapboxing in the horizon? Please explain. Y'all let me know in the comment section, gang. What's going on with the clouds? And if y'all want to learn how to blow up on content creation, comment down below ATM. I'm gonna get y'all right.
This is
I might have to cut this music. We might have to chop that right there. We know what that's from.
Like an ancient, real Stargate, three-dimensional Stargate. It's not something that was recreated by the...
We ought to now take you on a trip.
Great, I'd love to
With the
take a
sound
trip.
machine.
Yes.
Before we do that, let's explain how it works.
Okay.
Notice around the room we got 1, 2, 3, 4 speaker boxes.
Uh-huh.
They are connected to vacuum tube amplifiers of my special design. I call it the quantum well design. The quantum physics I deal with is the physics of electrons and light going between the parallel realities. We have 7 parallel realities, which we're one of. This physical reality we can touch.
Oh, you mean like 7 different Earth worlds?
Whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the quantum physics I work with. Now, in that, I went into a very, very deep study of electrons between the conductive state, which is a particle, and the vacuum state, which is a wave. You can look at it as the particle is a little ball. And when it gets launched into a vacuum, since there's no atoms to jump from to, it unrolls itself and becomes like a sheet traveling through the vacuum, a massless, thicknessless sheet traveling. This wave aspect of the electron is very special. When you get an electron wave, it literally floats in hyperspace. Now, if you can take the space that the wave is floating in and twist it, spin it, rotate it, you can now create a vortex. That vortex will go through all parallel realities. That's contingent to us here. And if you take the age-old pentode vacuum tube and you bias it correctly with the voltages on the element, you can literally take that wave that's in the tube and spin it. And it forms like a vortex, a quantum singularity, a white hole, whatever you want to call it, and connects the signal flow through all 7 realities. Now, how this works, when I was working for my PhD, I learned how to bias the vacuum tubes to maximize this effect. You know, a lot of people are saying today tubes sound better than transistors. I'm sure you've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Because the vacuum tube actually produces, for want of better words, colloquially, light energies. Those, the light energies is electron and photonic functions going through all 7 parallel realities. That's what light energy really is. And the vacuum tubes will amplify it. Now, how this system works is in some worlds, the information flows from the speaker to the listener. In other parallels, it flows from the listener back to the speaker. It goes into the amplifier, into this quantum well, and it gets all rolled together and spread through all 7 parallel realities, which your mind operates in at least 7 parallel realities. That's the nature of mankind. The soul, the spirit, is the image of us in other parallels. So now we have a function where you can use music to spin your mind into all 7 parallels, and at the same time it crosses the music with your function, produces another function which you will be perfectly resonant with and can go very deep in the meditation. And from that, you can then spread out into the other realities consciously. That's what this equipment does. Now, then there's two more there on either side of the bed. They're 15-inch subwoofers, but they're run a little bit differently. You see, they're wrapped up in foam and cloth and pillows. That's because there's a board running between the top of the two of them. The cones shape the upper board, which is suspended, and that board then couples into the 4x4 that goes across the two and shakes the bed. You can actually feel down to 5 hertz on that bed.
So what I will be doing when I'm laying down is I will be literally opening up my space, my consciousness.
If you allow it.
And I will be spreading out into the other 6 places where I exist.
And at that point, it's your playpen.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
How long does it take for you to actually feel the effect? Is it instantaneous or a few minutes?
Sometimes.
Okay. What would I experience in any way? Physically, emotionally, mentally? Is there a sense of bliss or?
If you want.
If we go back to what Keely was saying about the brain being an acoustic resonator. A sound wave isn't just something we can hear. A sound wave can exist at any frequency. A sound wave is a compression wave, okay, compression rarefaction. So we can go up to these infinitely high levels of frequencies in the gamma range frequencies, light frequencies, and we still maintain compression rarefaction. The physical gray matter of the brain with its convolutions and its really neat shape that it has, if we look at it as an acoustic resonator, we say, okay, well, we got this thing, and every brain is different. It's physically different. Each brain, therefore, would have a unique collection of frequencies associated with it. If we could write those down, we would write them as a musical notation. So the frequency is not really that important, but we would have a unique collection of notes that this particular brain that we're looking at would resonate to and vibrate to. All this is 2 squiggles on a piece of paper. I made one squiggle down and one that's got a curlicue on it. If we weren't previously conditioned to read this as 16, what would we see? We would see 2 squiggles. That's all we would see. It would mean nothing to us. If you can set yourself aside from your previous conditioning and look at that as a symbol, this is a symbol. When we perceive it with our minds, with our eye and into our mind's eye, certain parts of the brain are...
Yo, I had my mic muted, yo. I had my mic muted. I had the mic muted. What I had said was, we're gonna be crafting and creating. That's really all I got to say. You know, when the time gets here, because it happens there before it happens here. If you know, you know. So when it manifests into reality, because I'm already doing the inner work and all of that in a nutshell, we're gonna be crafting and creating on this channel, Haven. What he said, it's whatever you want. So where would your thoughts take you in this deep meditative state when you're soul searching? That's my question to you guys. You know what I'm saying? What will you create? What will you manifest? What will you search for? What will you, what keys are you looking for? what doorways will you access? You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about imagination. That's an energy. So that's a creative energy. What will you do with that, Haven? What will you do with that?
Activated. Certain parts of the brain are excited in a certain way because of the particular configuration that this is. If we saw this squiggle down here, we would get a different type of excitement. A different thing would take place within the physical brain. What he was doing was exciting those particular places within the brain to emit a particular chord of frequencies. It's like tuning a radio or sounding a trumpet or any other kind of acoustical device. If you excite that device, you're going to get a certain particular chord of frequencies. And if his motor was tuned to those frequencies, it would react. That's why our bodies react the way they react. According to Keely's philosophy, it is the etheric currents going through the body on these high levels, in tune with the aspects, with the pieces and the materiality that is our hand. We have that sympathetic connection, so there's a sympathetic stream of vibrations going down through the materiality of your body. There is this innate connection between the brain and the mind and the etheric currents and the materiality of the realm that we live in.
How can you consciously tune into that vibration as far as with your mind and other objects?
That was a good question in the audience, yo. That's what. Why we not attend? Why we ain't have this type of classes, Haven? That's all I gotta like. Why we ain't had these type of classes? Cause the audience is there with it too. They not throwing rotten tomatoes and stuff.
The chart are absolutely fundamental to understanding this. Mind is a particle. Mind energy is this realm of superfine particles, energetic particles that pervade the entire universe. So that is the mind field, if you want to call it that. And our brains, as resonators, are also transducers through the endocrine system, the chakra system, to transduce the lower energies to these higher levels of energies. Through this, what I call the Jacob's ladder, you go down to real low frequencies of the brain, up through the really high frequencies of the mind. Okay, so there's this ladder going up and down. All matter is permeated with mind, and ultimately that's what it's composed of, is mind. Then we are mind. And by tuning in our brain, and the way we would do that, by bringing the body, the mind, the emotions into a state of quietness. Because we just got done saying that the inharmonic, the discordance, is what causes motion. Studying all this, the will is the most inharmonic force in the universe. The will causes motion and activity. We think we want to get up and go do something, we get up and go do it. We will to do things, we cause things to happen. So you quiet the will, you quiet the mind, you quiet the body, breathe in and out slowly, and you build that peace and quiet within yourself, allowing the inharmonic currents, the inharmonic effects, to just subside. You know, don't push them, don't force them, because that in itself is inharmonic. So you just allow the harmony to come forward, to grow and to become one with your neutral center, which is your soul. The synonym for sympathy is as one. So when things are sympathetic, they are as one. They are in love. They're the same, one and the same. So when you become as one with that neutral center, then that's when the cosmic illumination happens. That's when you see all these things, the brilliant lights and the tremendous inflow of information by becoming one with. Does that make sense?
Let's test if your third eye is slightly...
Yo. I'm just saying, he's saying these things in the real professional way, but we talk about these things. He's talking about deep meditative states and just quieting the mind and really going within and all of that and all of that and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Haven, let me know if y'all liking the presentation so far, because I feel like this is actually a really good one. So, you know what I'm saying? We vibing out. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good space, good atmosphere. So don't mind me. You know, like some people don't like when I pose it, some people like when I do. That's what makes me me. That's what makes the Haven the channel that we run here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just relax. Take a seat, relax. Get your party favorites if that's what you do. and just chill. We discuss and dissect in the comments. We don't attack each other. We discuss and dissect. If I'm wrong and you right, great, man. School me too. It's all right. But let me know if y'all in the same space as me, because I'm in a great atmosphere. And like I told y'all a few rotations ago, I'm adjusting to this new density that I'm coming into, and like it's something I can't explain honestly. But if y'all been watching my channel and y'all saw that one video when I was chatting and having a good little chat on summer solstice, y'all know what's up. That's the summer solstice video, matter of fact.
Slightly open. What color is this toy slide? 3, 2, 1.
All right, it's in the regular dictionary.
It was yellow, but all the quickness, like what I don't see what was the point of that video. That's why I threw it in there. Y'all want to go back? I heard a bunch of people say no. I heard a few people say yes, so we're gonna go back anyway. But I'm with the people that say no, just to let y'all know. But I'm gonna go back for the people that saying yeah.
What color is this toy slide? 3, 2, 1.
All right, it's in the regular dictionary. The word bless means to consecrate. Now, that's the word we're going to look up in a hot minute. But see, in the brackets, it's from Middle English blessin, from Old English bletsion, bledsion. To consecrate originally means with blood. It does mean to bleed a thing. And my people are blessing one another all day long, and my brothers are bleeding to death in the streets. What did I say? When you have melanin, what are you doing to reality? You're creating it and destroying it. Melanated, Europeans create nothing except the images. They program them into your mental computer, and you, as the melanated superconductor, transmute and transmogrify their images and their program, their planned goals, and you make them reality. You have the power to create reality, and you have the power to destroy reality. And if enough of you get in a room...
So I'm living proof that scripting is real.
That sounds like how we be saying they use predictive programming. Does it not sound like that, in other words? I'm just saying, man, back me up, Haven, because I feel like that's proof to back me up myself.
I didn't even think I'd make this video to say that because I'm a skeptic. I don't believe in a lot of the new age woo stuff on TikTok today. Like, I've moved past it, you know, especially in the last like 2 years. But it worked. I even hate to admit it, but it did work. I did the 3-6-9 method thing, but I followed it for like a year straight. So today, I know you can't really tell, I live in Miami and I used to live in Michigan when I was scripting. I have a home studio, a music studio. I have my DJ decks, I have my Ableton Push, speakers, the whole 9 yards. And I never had any of that before, nor did I even fathom I would have those things. I didn't even fathom I'd be in Miami. Long story short, in this journal, I wrote the same things down every single day, did not miss one day. And I would write down in like topics, right? But I'd write the same thing. The first one would be, I am grateful for my home in Miami, my DJ career, my home studio, and my friends. And I'd write that down every day, 3, 6, 9 times, in the morning or at night. Then after that, I would write, I am grateful for the 5 life-changing miracles I have experienced in, and then I'd put the year. Then after that, I would write, I trust myself, I love myself, I am worthy of these things. And I never skipped a day. Some days I didn't want to do it, some days I didn't feel it, but it literally worked. Like, this thing is filled to the brim, word for word, what I just said, and it worked. So if you're questioning anything, literally write down your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. Keep writing it down every single day and just come back to this video and tell me what happens.
Y'all gonna try that out? I'm not sure if I'm entirely ready to commit to that. But however, I rose this rising, and you know what I told myself? I told myself I'm gonna start writing my memories down from the Astros before they fade, because lately my memories of the Astros has been very vivid, but they fade over time. But it's not like, you know how like people say, I don't remember my dreams. Okay. It's not like that for me anymore. But it's just I don't have dreams or I instantly forget what happened, but I felt like I was no. Now I'm having vividness and all of this stuff. I can't get into details, but at the same time, the memories last but so long as I start my rotating, you feel me? I start my rotation and start going about, they start to fade. So I'm gonna start writing them down. Y'all should probably do the same. I don't know. Let me know if y'all gonna try that out.
The word yoga, as most of you doubtless know, is the same as our word yoke, Y-O-K-E, and the Latin word jungere, to join.
Join.
Join, junction, yoke, union, all these words are basically from the same root. And so likewise, when Jesus said, my yoke is easy, he was saying, really, my yoga is easy. And the word, therefore, basically denotes the state that would be the opposite of what our psychologists call alienation, or what Buddhists call Sakaya Drishti, the view of separateness, the feeling of separateness, the feeling of being cut off from being. And most civilized people do in fact feel that way, because they have a kind of myopic attention focused on their own boundaries and what is inside those boundaries, and they identify themselves with the inside and don't realize that you cannot have an inside without an outside. That would seem, wouldn't it, to be extremely elementary logic, that we could have no sense of being ourselves, of having a personal identity, without the contrast of something that is not ourselves, that is to say, other. But the fact that we don't realize that self and other go together is the root of an enormous and terrifying anxiety. Because what will happen when the inside disappears? What will happen when the so-called I comes to an end, as it seems to? Of course, if it didn't, I mean, if things did not keep moving and changing, appearing and dissolving, the universe would be a colossal bore. And therefore, you are only aware that things are all right for the moment. I mean, I hope most of the people in this gathering have a sort of genial sense inside them that for the time being, things are going on more or less okay. Some of you may be very miserable. And then your problem may be just a little different, but it's essentially the same one. But you must realize that that sense of life being fairly all right is inconceivable and unfeelable unless there is way, way, way in the back of your mind the glimmer of a possibility that something absolutely unspeakably awful might happen. It doesn't have to happen. Of course, you'll die one day. But there always has to be the vague apprehension, the Hintergedanke, that the awful awfuls are possible. It gives spice to life. Now, these observations are in line with what I'm going to talk about tonight, the intellectual approach to yoga. There are basically certain principal forms of yoga. Most people are familiar with Hatha Yoga, which is a psychophysical exercise system, and that's the one you see demonstrated most on television because it has visual value. You can see all these exercises of lotus positions and people curling their legs around their necks and doing all sorts of marvelous exercises. And they're good exercises. The most honest yoga teacher I know is a woman who teaches Hatha Yoga and doesn't pretend to be any other kind of guru. And she does it very well. Then there is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti means devotion. And I suppose in general you might say that Christianity is a form of Bhakti Yoga, because it is yoga practiced through extreme reverence for and love for some being felt more or less external to oneself, who is the representative of the divine. Then there is karma yoga. Karma means action. And incidentally, that's all it means. It does not mean the law of cause and effect. When we say that something that happens to you is your karma, all it's saying is it's your own doing. Nobody's in charge of karma except you. Karma yoga is the way of action, of using one's everyday life, one's trade, or an athletic discipline like sailing or surf riding or track running as your way of yoga, as your way of discovering who you are. Then there's Raja Yoga. That's the royal yoga. And that's sometimes also called Kundalini Yoga. And that involves very complicated psychic exercises having to do with awakening the serpent power that is supposed to lie at the base of one's spiritual spine and raising it up through certain chakras or centers until it enters into the brain. There's a very profound symbolism involved in that, but I'm not going into that. And then finally there are several others. There's mantra yoga. Mantra yoga, which is the practice through chanting of humming, either out loud or silently, certain sounds which become supports for contemplation, or what is in Sanskrit called jhana. And jhana is the state in which one is clearly awake and aware of the world as it is, as distinct from the world as it is described. In other words, in the state of jhana, you stop thinking. That is to say, you stop talking to yourself and figuring to yourself and symbolizing to yourself what is going on. You simply are aware of what is. And nobody can say what it is, because, as Korzybski well said, the real world is unspeakable. It's a lovely double take in that. But that's jhana. That's zazen, where one practices to sit absolutely wide awake with eyes open, but not thinking. That's a very curious state, incidentally. I knew a professor of mathematics at Northwestern University who one day said, "You know, it's amazing how many things there are that aren't so." You know, I mean, he was talking about old wives' tales and scientific superstitions and so on. But when you practice jhana, you're amazed how many things there are that aren't so. Because when you stop talking to yourself and you are simply aware of what is, that is to say, of what you feel, what you sense, and even that saying too much, you suddenly find that the past and the future have completely disappeared. So also have disappeared the so-called differentiation between the knower and the known, the subject and the object, the feeler and the feeling, the thinker and the thought. They just aren't there, because you have to talk to yourself to maintain those things. They're purely conceptual. They're ideas. They're phantoms, ghosts. So when you allow thinking to stop, all that goes away. And you find you're in an eternal here and now.
All the way over there holding up.
I was waiting because I didn't want to stop him. Yo, listen, let me ask y'all something. Does anybody else feel like they do some of these things without even knowing? Like, up until now, obviously, but like a little some of this, a little some of that, just being you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Some big lamp light. This is the moon. So far, can't see it. You can't see it with the naked eye. You have to zoom in. There it comes. And there it is.
I don't see nothing yet.
There it is.
Okay, I see something coming up.
Yes, sir.
What's up with it? I don't see nothing yet.
There it is. There
Okay,
it
I
is.
see
Look
something.
at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah, I see
Get
it.
a little closer.
We close
There it
all
is.
portals in
Space.
our homes as we understand we are
It
all
is.
sovereign beings. Evil's not welcomed here, has no jurisdiction here, nor over us. Evil has no power over us. So get out, get out, get out. They is not welcome here. Bugging.
June the 21st. After 11. 2024. Let me zoom back out.
What y'all think, man?
No, I'm not panicking. I've been seeing this thing for a year, and so has my neighbors. I'll let you know how far zoomed in of the moon I was. Here we go. This is not what you're seeing. This,
Yeah.
if I zoomed in, what do you see? Bricks. I'm sorry if people think this video is a bit strange. It's because it is, but you got a lot of people trying to discredit this face.
What y'all think? We've seen videos of something like that. It's probably his neighbor. I don't know, but more and more videos is coming up like that. Visualizing crop circles in 3 dimensions. Let's see. Look like a Toretto field, Taurus field, auric field, however you want to call it. There's so many words for that. That's what it looked like to me. Look. Look. It just opened up to 7 layers practically. You saw that? I'm going back, Haven. Look at 1. First red, orange, green, blue. They skipped yellow. It looked like yellow mixed in with orange though, you know, probably. Boom, blue, purple, white on the whole. Feel me? What was it? What Ashiana Dean called it? The Maharic? Is that the white? Is that the Maharic that connects us to the? You following? Come on, Haven. You know what's up, Haven. I'm just saying. We discussing and dissecting. That's all. Look like the Merkabit. She said, imagine and do the breathe it, exhale it into the. Remember that? Come on, Haven. I'm just saying, like, you gotta connect the dots. Help me help you. You help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I don't know. I'm in a great mood. Don't mind me. Come on, man. You can't make this up. Look at this.
Let's put the volume a bit down. And there you have it. This is what many refers to as the seed of life, the flower of life. Well, I think you know. But in fact, what you are looking at is the top view of a torus field. It's seen from the top. Now, if I change the face of one of the channels, you will see that the form will change. Let's do that right now. By changing the overall face of the channel, mixing in some volume. It's a torus. It's a freaking torus.
Start rolling your eyes behind your head. The reason why you want to do this is so you can start connecting back with your higher conscience.
So look, we saw this video, like some of us said we are a fan of Dre OG. So we saw the video where the dude was explaining, yo, meditation, bro, yeah. So I've tried it a few times, wild, sun gazing. I feel like it kind of does electrify some of your inside of your whatever. Anyhow, I just want to say be careful because, like, we know the James Webb telescope is the artificial sun, and they doing all types of stuff with the sun. Right now, the sun is out there, but it's either being amplified or magnified. Something. It's funny game. They playing a funny game, so just be careful with what you do out there. But let's hear him out.
This is to stimulate this right here, which is known as our third eye, aka pineal gland. And when you stimulating this up here, it's allowing more DMT to flow within you. This will help you with better sleep. This will even help you access certain dreams, astral projections, lucid dreaming. This is the way also how you want to meditate, because meditating is all about stimulating the third eye so you can leave the vessel, leave what the binding of this earth has you in, because you cannot escape this earth physically. You have to leave through your spirit, through your soul. So with doing this, you can access those higher planes of existence. We was taught as kids, do not roll our eyes behind our head or it would get stuck. But they taught us that so we won't be able to see through the illusions, have remote viewing, have clairvoyance, and use all our psychic powers through stimulating this with doing this right here. And I guarantee you, the more you do this, the more you'll see that everything around you is not even real. All this is just a game, literally. You can walk through walls, you can move stuff with your mom.
Someone who does.
Let me know what y'all think. Y'all don't gotta do it. Just be careful. Be careful. Listen, YouTube, it's for entertainment purposes only. This is merely speculation. Listen, people, for the people watching, go do your own research. I don't got time for the shebang and all of that. We don't got time for that. So please be careful.
Not acknowledge the dark side of themselves, and who is only good because that's all that they know how to be and that's all that they know of themselves, is not really a good person because they're only doing what they know, versus someone who's delved into the darkness of humanity, the pain of it, the despair of it, and then chooses to be good and chooses to do something. That's the true good person. Right? That's the person we're all aspiring to be. Not someone who's ignored the pain, but someone who has chosen to do something with the pain. You don't admire someone who hasn't acknowledged what they're capable of, who has acknowledged what it means to be a human being, the full spectrum of that. You don't respect someone like that. You respect someone who's gone into hell and then climbed back out. That's why we have hero stories, right? Hero stories is someone who there's always the hero has to go through down into hell and then climb back up. And that's what we admire. That's what we respect. That's what we give dignity to. So if we're not respecting that in ourselves, in our own innate ability to go dark and then climb back out, we're not dignifying ourselves. We're not respecting ourselves.
I don't know, I'm a little 50-50 on that. Because it's like, sometimes the darkness will choose you, or these things will choose you, and you got to overcome it. I don't know with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little 50-50 with that. Because, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you feel about it. I'm not going to get into it too much. This is probably like one of the last clips anyway. But yeah. God damn. Look at this. Look at this. He got to be out of his mind, out of this world.
Oh, yeah.
Look
now
at
you
this.
can go to the whip now.
He got soaked.
That shit was coming down. I know, man.
Woo! Yo. Y'all hearing that? Let me know if y'all hearing that. I don't drink alcohol, but is y'all hearing that right there? Forget what that say, man.
I have a question, guys. Have you ever heard of the green Russian beetle? There's a man who found a beetle, right? He started like experimenting on this beetle. And when he took one of the beetle wings off, he recognized one of the beetle wings was levitating. He was like, yo, what is this? I was like, yo, that's crazy that this man found a beetle that have a levitational wing. So what he did was he started studying this wing. He realized that the beetle had like this material on its wing that allowed his wings to levitate. So what he did was he took the material, he created this levitation device, and he turned it into the government, and he showed it out to people, and eventually the government, you know, off the guy, took the device and erased it from history. So for me, what type of material is on the planet that allows any material or any inanimate object to levitate? Think about that. It's interesting.
That makes sense, yo. We know how they do. Governments, stay doing what they do. Like it's all good and gravy. This is the end of the presentation, Haven. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Like I said, it might have been a goodie. I hope you enjoyed, man. But let's back it up some. Go more into the Beatles. Let me know if you remember the Beetleborgs. Why did that show get discontinued? 1. 2, you see a lot of Beatle symbology in ancient history. Rather it's here, rather it's there. I'm just saying, for medicinal purposes, for this, for that, right? Yo, listen, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe, hit the comments up. Discuss and dissect. That's what we do over here. If you've been here from the beginning, you know what's up. I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity, including authenticity. If you'd like to sow a seed with me, may it be returned thousandfold. Hit the description box, or go ahead and check out the about tab on my channel. Great gratitude and thanks in advance. If that's what you're doing, you're not obligated. For the people who have already, you know how we great gratitude and thanks, man. Deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity, including authenticity. You know how we do, because it really helps. It never goes unnoticed. It really helps, believe it or not. Believe it or not. Anyhow, Haven, I hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all know what's up, man. Love and unity. I'm out.